问题？那我赶紧再讲一部分啊。As I mentioned, now our goal is to try to design two-to-one multiplexer, and the Boolean function is this. So based on the basic logic design, digital logic design, is a conventional circuit. You need this gate to realize the Boolean function. And from implementation point of view, these are probably the real circuit, okay? But we are not too happy about that. That's simply too many transistors. It consumes too much chip area. Alternatively, you can design like this. Try to simplify, try to derive another equivalent Boolean function like this. So only 3 NAND gates, 1 inverter should be enough to realize this Boolean function. Okay? The NAND gate, NAND gate, NAND gate. NAND gate is simpler than AND gate, right? How about the other approach? This one is using transmission gate. As I mentioned this, right?
No, actually it is
2 transmission gate.
6 transistors.
Okay. Here we see that D0, D1 are the 2 input, right? And this transmission gate acting like switch with Y output. So when S is 0, S bar is 1, then 1. Then this transmission gate is on. This transmission gate is off. Right? So Y gets D0. On the other hand, when D is 1, S bar is 0. So this transmission gate is on. This transmission gate is off. So Y is getting D1. Meaning Y output will get either D0 or D1, depending on your selection control, 0 or 1. Right? That's exactly what we want for 2 input multiplexer. And how many transistors here? Let's assume that the S bar is coming from inverter. Like this. Then you have 2 transistors, 2 transistors, and 2 transistors. Totally 6 transistors, right? Only 6. But here we have 20, here we have 14. This one is the fused transistor. And the chip area is going to be very, very small, the smallest one. 界面面积非常的小，因为它只有6个 transistor 就可以做出一个 2-to-1 multiplexer. But what's the difference? What's the trade-off? This design, the advantage is it's very small and also fast actually. But the disadvantage is Y output signal is a good signal but not very strong. Also, it's not historical. These two are the disadvantages. Okay. On the other hand, this gate level design, the cell very, very strong and very clean. It's restoring output. So it's up to your design, depends on your design. Which one is more important to you, then choose that one. And also, actually, some people try to do this because this is Y output is not strong enough. Then why not even actual 2 inverter here? Then how many transistors here? So totally one. How many? 10. 10 transistors. Still smaller than this design, right? although not 20 smaller, 14. Now we have 10. But it will give you strong output signal, clean output signal. Because now restoring, but after you have two inverter here, it becomes restoring output. Right? So just come from a combination and combining both approaches. Any question? Inverting multiplexer, inverting mask. It's like this. The symbol here. It's two input multiplexer, but the output is inverting signal. Inverting. Actually, the similar function to two input multiplexer. The only difference is that the output is inverted. But why do we need inverting here? Because as I said, sometimes or in many cases, inverting output is simpler, just like NAND gate and AND gate, right? So how do you design this circuit? Using what we are going to use is this. We are trying to use tri-stage inverter here. Tri-stage inverter can be used for the two input multiplexer. So how do you design it? Tri-stage inverter. E0, E1, S bar, S, like this. Can you do that? D0 input, D1 input, each goes through a tri-state buffer or tri-state switch, right? This is bar to control the enable, S to control the enable. So when S is 0, D0 goes through, right? When S is 1, D1 goes through, the other disabled. So that's exactly two input multiplexer. But the output is inverted, right? Inverted output. That's how we implement inverted multiplexer. Use compound AOI to 2 or pair of tri-state inverter here. Pair of tri-state inverter. Or what? Here is one for the function of the y output, y here, y equal. What is the Fourier function? Is that right? Fourier function, inverting multiplexer. The only difference is this bar here, right? And from static CMOS gate design, product network is this. You see that? How do you start? We start from the product network, right? Remember that? We start from the NMOS network. D0 is bar. Here, D0 is bar. In serial, okay? Here. The D1 is in serial. D0 is bar. D1 is this, right? And complement rule, connection complement, in series here, pure to the should be parallel. D0 S bar, D0 S bar in parallel. D1 S in serial, D1 S in serial in parallel, just complement. So that's exactly this Boolean function. It is we call that compound gate. Compound gate is not that AND gate, NAND gate, inverter, simple basic logic gate. It's a combination, it's a kind of Boolean function, and try to implement this Boolean function in one gate, in one steady CMOS gate. We call that compound gate. And that's exactly the circuit. So, how about this one? This one is here. Remember the tri-state buffer circuit? Here. The tri-state inverter. Enable either 1 or 0. When 1, the inverter. 0, no signal at all. We need 2 of them. Tri-state inverter. For this one, correspond to which one? Left. This circuit, this one. You see that? S is enabled, right? And then inverter circuit, D0, D0. Okay? It's S bar actually, S bar here. Look at the enable, S bar. And for this one, S bar becomes S here, S. Again, this is a tri-state inverter. And the output connected together, right? Different input, but the same output. So that's the circuit for corresponding to this circuit, to this design. So either this or this, they both give you the same function, just different design. Actually, the real design is look very alike. Can you see that? Very, very similar. What's the difference? By looking at the circuit. Any different? 有没有不一样？这个波粒方程是对应这个 steady CMOS 的逻辑闸的电路，这个用 tri-state switch 来做的 tri-state inverter 来做的是这个电路。那这两看起来非常接近，非常像。不同的地方在哪里？有没有不同的地方 ？Any different? This both clean to ground. This is the same, right? VDD the same. What's the difference? Okay, here's the difference. In serial and then in parallel, right? In serial, in parallel, it's a regular steady CMOS gate design. Put down network, put down network. For this one, it's not put down network, put down network. No, not exactly the same. You look at the connection S bar D0 in serial. D0 and S bar in serial. And there's no, what should I say? D0 is in serial, and D1 is bar in serial. Product number is the same. A pull up is the same, different. These two different, these two the same. But I consume the same number of transistors, right?
知道你要多少米？上面的 PMOS 长不一样。多少是整个 PMOS 的结构？下面是硬再串联，这边是只有长，这边是串联在 B。这个不一定很长，这是串出来。
So you may even say that probably the only difference is this line. It is two switchable. In serial, it doesn't matter which one first, which one up and down, right? In serial. So probably we can say that that's the only different connection. But anyway, both give you very good signal output. Both give you the same function. Both consume about the same chip area. These two are simply equivalent, right? Although behind the circuit, there's different logic design, okay? Any questions? For one manipulation with more input. You can build 4-to-1 multiplexer with 2-to-1 multiplexer. You need 3. Each one is inverting multiplexer. Because this level, this stage bubble, they cancel each other. 负得正这边这一级有圈圈，这里有圈圈，这一个又回到正常的 output。So it's just like there's no bubble here, right? But we like inverting multiple because it's simpler. Because the Boolean function, the negative Boolean function. And why this is 4-to-1 manipulation? Why? Two level 2-to-1 multiplexer and the S0 and S1, you have 4 different combinations. When S1 0, S0 0, then what? Then this condition, right? You get A0 at the output. When S0, S1, S0, 1, then what? This condition 1, and this condition. So the path becomes 1 to 1. Therefore, input 1 0, then 1. This condition, then you are getting E2. Finally, 1 1. Condition. It's the S. Right? That's this thing. Simply looking at these 2 bits. S 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. When 0 0 equal D0, 0 1 equal D1, 1 0 equal D2, 1 1 equal D3, right? The number 0 1 2 3, the binary, correspond to the input sequence. So the same circuit for implementing inverting multiplexers can be applied right here, right? The 3 inverting manipulator. And what is the circuit here? This circuit. You're using this one. You're using this circuit in here. There are 4 inputs. Well, actually not exactly the same. I'm sorry, I take it back. Should not be say that they are the same. But the idea, the circuit style is the same. We use that, again, the switch, tri-state switch, inverting switch. And S1 bar, S0 bar, 0, 0. Then this one is on, the other. S1 bar, S0, 1, 0, 1. 0, 1, choosing D1, only this one goes through. 1, 0, D2 goes through. 1, 1, D3 goes through. Okay? There are 4 switches. If you use this to implement this circuit, how many tri-state inverter do you need? How many tri-state switches? Each manipulator needs 2, right? 2 switches, tri-state switches. And there are 3, so totally 6 tri-state switches. And here we have only 4 tri-state switches. However, your signal has to have inverter to generate. It's 1 bar, it's 0 bar. Here you don't need inverter to generate. It's 0 bar, it's 1 bar. So that's a trade-off. So either apply the design in the previous page in here, or you can come up with this circuit to simply give you 4 to 1 manipulator. Any question? Flip-flop and latch. Memory component. The first one we call that latch. Latch is try to remember 1 bit value, okay? 0 or 1. It can remember the value until you change that. Otherwise, it keeps the same value as long as power supply is on. Okay? It's delatch. However, there's a clock signal. Clock signal, when clock signal is 1, that is transparent. What is transparent? When clock is high, D will go through, meaning transparent, simply goes through. Flow through to Q, like buffer. There's some delay, must be some delay. Every circuit has delay. When clock is low, the latch is opaque. What is opaque? You cannot see through. You cannot go through. 是模糊的，看不清楚的。So D, the input, cannot get through. When it cannot get through, Q will keep the old value. Only when D is through, it will force it to be the new value. Depending on your clock signal, clock level high or low. High, it can force it to the new value. Low, just isolate it. And Q keep the previous value, the old value will be there. Alright? That's the basic function. So it's also known as transparent latch or level sensitive latch. Transparent. Okay? Level sensitive, looking at the clock signal level 0 or 1. So if you look at this example, the waveform, the clock signal changing, the D input like this, then you should be able to derive the Q waveform. Why is that? Let's say D latch when the clock is high. When clock is low, it is low. It is low. When clock is low, the input cannot change the output. Assume the beginning value is 0, Q output. Although input goes high, it's not going to change the inside of the latch, right? Clock is just like the door. When the door is closed, the signal in the front of the door cannot get entering the house and in the room. The door is closed. And the O value is still right there. So Q keep low, 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 low. Until clock goes high, open the door. The outside, the value in the outside will enter the room and change the Q value to high. Right? In the sampling point. Sampling point time. And that time value is 1. So it becomes 1 after some delay. Right? And then after some time, D goes low. Then what? When D goes low, at that time, clock is still high, meaning the door is still open. The value in the outside can still get into the room and change the value inside. So Q will become low again because D becomes low. It goes low because we still open the door. After some time, the door is closed. Then, even though D goes high, it's not going to affect the inside. So D latch is a 1-bit storage component. 它就是一个位元的基元件 memory component. You can remember the value. However, there's a switch is an enable signal controlling whether or not they can get into the inside and change the value. When the door is closed, you keep the old value still always right there, as long as there's power supply. Until it's enabled, it's high, then they can get into the inside and change the value after some delay. So that's how the delay operates. The reason why we say the level sensitive is the level high, it becomes sensitive. Low or high determine either whether or not they can get through. Any question? 我们在讲这是一个叫做 latch， 这个栓，这个中文我忘记怎么讲，栓锁那类的元件，它就是一个位记忆元件。当它是高位的时候，1的时候 ，D 可以进去里面改变里面的旧值。如果 clock 是 low D 的时候，你 D 怎么改都不影响里面的旧值，因为它是门是关住进不去。一旦打开了可以进去了，它会带来一个时间的 delay， 一定有 delay， 过1个小时间才能够改变它的 Q output value。So how to implement D latch? Now we apply the design for the 2-input multiplexer circuit. Basically, when you see this kind of circuit, or something similar, this is the latch. Inverter connect together in a circle, this is the latch. Inverter output becomes this input, this inverter input. This inverter output becomes this inverter input in the circle. Okay? So when the signal here is 0, it becomes 1. The 1 where it becomes 0. Eternity, always. 等间两个反向器 inverter 连接头尾相连的话，变个圆圈，它就是一个记忆元件，它是一个 latch。因为这边落点，这边就是1，这边1它就是0，所以是一个不断循环的一个状态，所以永远都是讯号是强的一个电路 ，until we force it to a different value. How do you force it? Here. Twin multiplexer. When clock is low, then what? When clock is demonstrated, is the twin multiplexer. When clock is low, this connection. It's a latch, right? The old value will keep circling, providing Q value to the outside. With these current D input, no matter what input value, it cannot change the value you remember from before. Until when current is high, there's no connection here, right? So D signal value will force the inside to become the value of D. D 会强迫改变里面的讯号值，它会比较强度比较强。Although there's some signal here, but D is going to give you stronger signal. It will drive to the inside and force the Q value to become the value of D, either 0 or 1. And that's how we implement the latch. When clock is low, is a closed loop. It's a latch. Give you the value you get from before, Until when clock becomes high, you open the door, the outside value would force it to the specific value of the D. Okay? And the way we implement this circuit, the multiplexer, this is twin multiplexer. You see that? We borrow the design from the clear tape here. 2 input multiplexer. The simple circuit, very small chip area, because only 2 transmission gain. Although we could also implement something like that, but we prefer this small circuit because we don't worry about signal strength. The signal strength is going to be good because we have inverter here. These are non-restoring circuit. I'm sorry, restoring circuit. And if we are worried about the Q value strength, fine. Then we can use it. This can either get from here or you can get from here, either way. That will give you strong Q value in the output. If you're worried about the signal strength of the intermediate gate output. And we are concerned about the chip area because daylight is very popular in circuit design. Remembering 1 bit value. Any question? 有问题？我们在讲这个 daylight 的电路怎么实做的，就是我可以用一个2大功率器加上2个 inverter， 2 inverter 呢会头尾相连成一个 circular 电路，它将记住一个 bit 的元件，一个 bit 的值，直到我外界强迫它成为一个0或1的值，那就是它等于是穿门而入， 改变它的值。那 manipulator 就可以担任这样的角色，开关的角色。要么是0的时候，它是个记住这个值回圈，记住这个值。1的时候呢，它就外界 D 就会强迫到里面去改变它的值。那又从1跳到0，它就记住最后那一次它拿到的值是多少。When clock signal from high to low, the transition, it means that last time your clock is high. At that time, D value 0, 1. It's exactly the value you will remember when you close the door. Okay, let me repeat it. Clock signal from low to high, from high to low. When it's low, the signal circular, okay, circling around until it goes high. You open the door, you connect to the outside. The outside value will force the inside value to be the value of the D. Until it goes low, we close the door again. Then it become the latch again, but last time you cross signal from high to low. At that time of point, that point of time, at that point, the last value you have at D will be the value you remember. Right? 当你今天时脉讯号从1跳到0的时候，最后因为 when clock is high, you can change D value, right? D can be low or high, it could be changing. But the last moment, the value of the last moment for D will be the value you remember when you close the door. 最后你在它下降的最后那一刹那还是1的时候，所记住的、所看到的 D 的值，就是你最后记住它的值，会在里面跑。因为它门关了，那最后那个进来，那就是你抓到那个人。Until you open the door again, you let the outsider to get into changing your value inside.
Sorry.
Yes.
The function of the Q.
Q what? Yes.
I thought what the function of the Q.
Q is what?
Yeah.
What's the question?
For what?
For what?
Yeah.
This D that is a circuit, the component. The input, your clock signal for the control, and that's the output. Just a 1-bit value memory component. The small device, small circuit that can remember signal either 0 or 1, 1 bit. Q is simply the output. Right, Q is the output, yes. Yes. If you have already learned the digital logic or introduction to computer science, you remember DV file? Some of you might remember this kind of circuit, right? DV file. But for D flip-flop, it's not the same as D latch. D flip-flop, we're looking at the edge, not the level. But anyway, D typically indicate input, data input. Q typically indicate output, data output of the component. 刚刚问你说 Q 什么东西 ？Q 是 output，就是这个一个位元的记忆元件它的输出，这是 Q。But the same thing, just be depending on your value of Q, clock. When clock is high, as I say, this is two input multiplexer. Okay? Two input multiplexer. Down clock high, when clock is high, you open the door, you let the value at the outside, get into the inside, changing the value. So D would force the value to go through, appear on Q. When when clock is low, you close the door, switch off, no connection. D cannot reach the inside. But we connect this, then you become the 1-bit latch. Remember the value always. And the value is the value you got at the last moment when you switch off from input, right? 最后那一刹那，你第一所看到的值就是你所记住的元件的值。Because D can change it during the time period. During the clock is high, during the door is open, input can keep changing. But when you close the door, you catch the last value you see in the outside, the value get into the door, right? That's why the waveform looks like this. Let's go through again. When clock is low, D cannot get into, cannot change the value. So Q keep low, 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 low. Because that's the value you remember from last time. Low, 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 low. Until clock goes high. You open the door. Then the value to change your inside. At that time, D is 1. So it becomes 1. We sample. We look at the value when the door opens. And then, so keep high until Q goes low. At that time, clock is still high. Your door is still open. You did not close the door. So when D goes low, it will also go low after some delay. Right? And low, 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 low. When you close the door is closed. They can no longer change the value. So even though the Q goes up, but sorry, the door is closed, you cannot change the inside, change the Q. Okay. Right, let's take a break.